Made out of England, Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland, the United Kingdom has for quite some time been a most loved European vacation or location for some in view of its wonderful open country, memorable urban communities, first-rate galleries and extraordinary theatres. From Middle-Age palaces to masterful manors and the amazing view of the Lake District and the Scottish Highlands, there are a different arrangement of spots to visit in the UK. Number 5. York. York is a walled city with a rich heritage located where the River Foss meets the River Ouse. An impressive number of attractions are packed into the space of this ancient city. York is just a 2-hour train ride away from London. Yorkshire Museum is home to impressive collections of archaeology and geology. An authentic recreation of a Victorian street is one of the highlights of the Castle Museum. The Railway Museum is a free attraction that explores 300 years of rail history, including interactive displays that capture the attention of visitors young and old alike. Number 4. Edinburgh. Visitors to Edinburgh need to be prepared to experience history, from the cobblestone streets to Edinburgh Castle that is symbolic of Scotland's capital. Edinburgh is steeped in history, beginning with the old and new towns, which have more than 4,500 historic buildings and sites between them. Edinburgh Castle, which sits high atop a hill overlooking the city, represents Old Town and its rich history. Old Town is home to Edinburgh's most famous street, the Royal Mile that connects Edinburgh Castle with the Palace of Holyrood House. Walking the Royal Mile is where many people begin their visit to Edinburgh. After this trek, travelers may want to visit Grassmarket, a medieval marketplace where public executions once took place. The White Hart Inn, once frequented by Robert Burns, remains in business today. Newtown isn't really new, since it dates back to the 18th century and is best known for its neoclassical architecture. Newtown is where the city's upper classes lived. Located here is the Scottish National Portrait Gallery containing faces of everyone from Mary, Queen of Scots to Sean Connery. More than 200,000 people converge on the city every August for the Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo, an event that showcases the best military bands in the world. The city also boasts a number of other cultural events, including the Edinburgh International Festival, its signature summer festival, the Leith Festival, a traditional arts festival, and the Festival Fringe, the largest arts festival in the world. Number 3. Stonehenge. One of the most famous sites in the world, Stonehenge is composed of earthworks surrounding a circular setting of large standing stones in southwest England. It is also home to some of the most important Neolithic and Bronze Age finds and structures in the UK, and contains some 200 scheduled monuments. Stonehenge was built in 3 stages. The first stage, built in approximately 3100 BC, was the original henge. It consisted of a circular ditch, an earthen bank, and aubrey holes. Aubrey holes are circular pits in the chalk layer of the earth that are about 1 meter wide. Experts believe that the pits were used in religious ceremonies or for burials. The site was abandoned not long after the completion of this first stage, and it was not used for more than 1,000 years. Number 2. Scottish Highlands. The Scottish Highlands is the rugged northern and northwestern portion of Scotland. This is the Scotland conjured up by visions of tartan kilts, lochs and Braveheart. The area is very sparsely populated, with many mountain ranges dominating the region, and includes the highest mountain in Britain, Ben Nevis. The Highlands are home to many stunning castles including Dunrobin Castle and Donan Castle, a real picture postcard castle, situated on its own small island in Loch Duich. Only reachable by crossing a stone bridge, it was remodeled several times into an ideal castle and is well worth a visit, with some interesting rooms and exhibits. Scotland's most famous lake, Loch Ness, can also be found in the Highlands. About a mile wide at most places, it is the purported home of the Loch Ness Monster, a possibly mythical creature, which dwells in the loch and is occasionally spotted by locals and passers-by. Number 1. London. London is a fascinating city laden with history, filled with museums and art galleries, beautiful green parks, fantastic shopping and dining, a vibrant theatre scene, and, of course, royalty. London is truly a city that has it all. The English capital is a city that is steeped in history, from its museums and palaces to historic buildings such as Westminster Abbey, the final resting place for many of the country's greatest individuals, from writers to statesmen to royalty. London is home to some of the most famous museums in the world: the British Museum, the Natural History Museum, and the Tate Gallery, all of which offer free admission. The changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace is a not-to-be-missed experience, as is watching the minutes tick away at Big Ben, probably the world's most famous clock. Some of the best performances in the world can be found in London, with its lively theatre scene. Concerts abound, beginning with an evensong service at St. Paul's Cathedral, a church that is just as famous for the wedding of Lady Diana Spencer to Prince Charles as it is for being a great example of Christopher Wren's architecture. Travelers with an interest in other royal wives may want to visit the Tower of London, where Anne Boleyn, second wife of Henry VIII, was beheaded. Another London must is riding a double-decker bus across Tower Bridge over the Thames River. Shoppers will enjoy Oxford Street and Knightsbridge, home to Harrods's, one of the world's most famous department stores. When it's time for a break, have a pint at a traditional English pub while deciding what ethnic cuisine to eat that night.